Welcome to all the students. I am Captain Rayla Sanju. Welcome to online classes from Department of Chemistry, Government Degree College, Peddapalli. In the yesterday class, we completed the hydrogen and sulfur nucleophiles of carbonyl compounds. Today, we are going to learn about cyanohydrin formation. In this cyanohydrin formation reaction involves cyanide, that is carbon nucleophiles. In this reaction, please observe in the reaction when treated with a hydrogen cyanide, that is HCN, aldehydes and ketones are converted into cyanohydrins, which are characterized by the presence of a cyano group and a hydroxyl functional group connected to the same carbon atom. Here please observe, this is the ketonic functional group on reaction with the HCN hydrogen cyanide to forms cyanohydrin. I will enlarge the slide. Okay, cyanohydrin. Here in the starting material it may be aldehyde or ketone we can use. These starting material on reaction with the HCN hydrogen cyanide. This hydrogen cyanide ionizes, dissociates H plus and Cn minus. That Cn minus nucleophile attacks on carbonyl carbon, cleavage of pi bond. In that case, the O negative charge, oxygen atom gets negative charge. That negative charged oxygen abstract hydrogen from hydrogen cyanide. It converted as cyanohydrin. In this cyanohydrin compound, there is a cyano group and hydroxyl functional group. These are connected to the same carbon atom. This is the cyanohydrin structure formation from aldehydes or it may be ketones. Okay, is it clear all of you? Okay. This is the clear mechanism part of that particular cyanohydrin formation reaction. The carbonyl compounds to cyanohydrin formation reaction is involved two-step mechanism. In the first step, it is called as nucleophilic attack. The second step is called as proton transfer step. Here please observe. In the first step, a cyanide ion attacks on the carbonyl carbon to produce a tetrahedral intermediate. Is it clear? Here cyanide minus ion, this minus ion attacks on carbonyl carbon, immediately cleavage of this particular pi bond in between carbon and oxygen. In that case, oxygen atom gets negative, here negative charge, and cyanide attacks on carbonyl carbon to forms tetrahedral intermediate. This is the tetrahedral intermediate. This step is called as nucleophilic attack. Okay, the cyanide ion functions as a nucleophile in this reaction and attacks to the carbonyl functional group, forming a tetrahedral intermediate. Is it clear? This intermediate then abstract proton from HCN, regenerating a cyanide ion. This is an extra information. Here, this intermediate tetrahedral intermediate, it contains negative charge. It is also called alkoxide ion. This ion abstract hydrogen from HCN, hydrogen cyanide. In this step, in this proton transfer step, it generates a cyanide ion. Is it clear? Cyanide ion. Actually, this cyanide has catalyst here. This catalyst again release in the last step, that is proton transfer step. It generates a cyanide ion from this step. Here the tetrahedral intermediate is protonated and generating a cyanohydrin. This is a cyanohydrin, and cyanide ion is also regenerating this step. In this way, cyanide functions as a catalyst for the addition of HCN to the carbonyl group. This cyanide acted as a catalyst for the addition of HCN, hydrogen and cyanide. Cyanide nucleophile attacks on carbonyl carbon. That H plus ion abstracted by O negative. Finally, we are getting this cyanohydrin structure. This cyanohydrin structure is a tetrahedral structure. Tetrahedral structure of this particular cyanohydrin. The tetrahedral intermediate is protonated and generating a cyanohydrin. Is it clear? This is the clear-cut mechanism part of the cyanohydrin formation reaction. Okay. Next reaction. It is a comparative study with aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes and ketones. How the reaction takes place with the same cyanide nucleophile, that's the carbon nucleophile cyanide attacks on aldehyde, or it may be ketone. What type of products may obtain, how much percentage more yield, in which type of reaction, it may be aldehyde or ketone, the equilibrium favors formation of cyanohydrin. Percentage is in which reaction is more, we'll discuss in this part. Here, cyanohydrin formation. Rather than using a catalytic amount of base to form cyanide ions, the reaction can simply be performed in a mixture of HCN and cyanide ions from potassium cyanide. Here, cyanide ion acted as a catalyst. Cyanide ion acted as a catalyst. That cyanide ion is generates from potassium cyanide in presence of this particular catalyst, potassium cyanide or cyanide ion, addition of HCN, uh, takes place in this reaction in presence of potassium cyanide, that is a cyanide ion generates from potassium cyanide. Is it clear? In aldehydic reaction or ketonic reaction generally used potassium cyanide as a catalyst. This process is reversible reaction, and the yield of products is therefore determined by equilibrium concentrations. Even though the equilibrium reaction, the most of aldehydes and unhindered ketones, some of hindered ketones not favors the formation of cyanohydrin, but here the most of aldehydes and unhindered ketones generally the equilibrium favors formation of cyanohydrin. Here please observe, this is the starting material ketone, this is a unhindered ketone acetone, and aldehyde, here benzaldehyde we are using. In these two reactions proceeds in presence of potassium cyanide reaction with HCN to forms cyanohydrin. These two reactions are equilibrium reactions. This equilibrium favors formation of cyanohydrin in both the cases. But the difference is the aldehydes generally favors for the formation of cyanohydrin is more, because the result compound, the percentage of yield is more from aldehydes. When we compare with this aldehydes, the ketones undergoes the same cyanohydrin formation is also favors, but the percentage may be less compared with the aldehydes here, but the formation equilibrium favors the formation of cyanohydrin is same, the percentage of yield may be different. Here cyanohydrin formation 78% from ketones, but from aldehydes the cyanohydrin formation is 88%. Okay, 88%. Here once again please concentrate the reaction part. Here acetone, ketone function group, ketonic function group on reaction with the HCN hydrogen cyanide in presence of potassium cyanide catalyst to form cyanohydrin 78%. And the next benzaldehyde on reaction with HCN in presence of potassium cyanide catalyst to form cyanohydrin is the more yield, that is 88% is obtained from this reaction. This is about cyanohydrin formation for ketones and aldehydes comparative study. Now let us go to another reaction in presence of HCl, hydrochloric acid. Here please observe the same cyanohydrin formation. HCN is a liquid at room temperature and is extremely hazardous to handle because it is highly toxic. That particular HCN, generally in room temperature it is a liquid, it is a hazardous chemical. Handle it may be highly toxic and volatile. That boiling point is 26 degrees centigrade, is nearly room temperature, easily volatile solution. To avoid the dangers associated with the handling HCN, that cyanohydrins can also be prepared by treating a ketone or aldehyde with potassium cyanide and an alternate source of protons such as HCl. Because the danger associated with the handling of HCN, instead of that HCN, generally we are using cyanohydrin preparation from carbonyl compounds. Generally we are using potassium cyanide and the alternate source of protons such as HCl. That proton from HCl, it is a source of hydrogen. HCl, it is a source of hydrogen to forms hydroxyl function group very easily. Okay, this is the alternate reaction because the danger associated with the handling of hydrogen cyanide, and it is also a volatile liquid because we are using this alternate reagent potassium cyanide in presence of hydrochloric acid. Okay, here it may be aldehyde or ketone. It may be aldehyde or ketone on reaction with the potassium cyanide in presence of hydrochloric acid. Here the nucleophile, cyanide minus nucleophile attacks on carbonyl carbon, cleavage of pi bond, oxygen gets negative charge. That negative charged oxygen abstract hydrogen atom from hydrochloric acid. It converted as hydroxyl function group and cyanide. Finally we are getting cyanohydrin structure. Cyanohydrin structure from carbonyl compounds with the use of potassium cyanide and hydrochloric acid. It is the suitable reaction for formation of cyanohydrin. Okay. Now let us go to cyanohydrins are useful in various syntheses. This cyanohydrin, the product of this cyanohydrin product, it is used for in various synthetic methods. Cyanohydrins are useful in synthesis because the cyano group can be further treated to yield a range of products. This cyanide group on reaction with further reagents, it gives a various compounds, a various products. Here please observe, this is the cyanohydrin. Cyanide function group, we can also mention like this, cyanide. This is the actual bonding formation in between carbon and nitrogen, triple bond, cyanide function group. This cyanohydrin on reaction with La in presence of water. Water. Reduction reaction in presence of La, lithium aluminum hydride. Okay. Reduction reaction in presence of water, it converted as CH2 and NH2, amine functional group. It converted as amine functional group. This is also one of the amine formation reaction. Next, the same cyanohydrin compound on reaction with here acidic hydrolysis. Acidic hydrolysis heat the reaction mixture. It converted as carboxylic acid functional group. It turns as a carboxylic acid functional group. Is it clear? Is it clear, all of you? Okay. Now let us go to very interesting reaction, very important reaction, Witting reaction. Witting reaction. George Witting, a German chemist, was awarded the 1979 Nobel Prize in Chemistry for his work with phosphorus compounds and his discovery of a reaction with enormous synthetic utility. Here this is the example of reaction. This reaction can be used to convert a ketone into an alkene. It is an alkene function group. Ketone. Cyclic ketone. Ketone into an alkene by the forming a new carbon-carbon bond. New carbon-carbon bond at the location of the carbonyl moiety. The phosphorus containing reagent that accomplishes this transformation is called a phosphorane, and it belongs to a larger class of compounds called yields. Lights. Okay. Here carbonyl compound. Here we are using ketonic function group. Ketonic function group in presence of phosphorane. Phosphorane, it converted as what happened? Alkene. Here this carbonyl function group, carbonyl moiety, is changed as a normal alkene. In this formation of alkene, here new carbon-carbon bond is formed. Okay, new carbon-carbon bond is formed, is generated. Okay, is it clear? This is the conversion of ketone to alkenes. Ketone to alkenes. This is the name reaction, Witting reaction. An Anhydride is a compound with two oppositively charged atoms adjacent to each other. Here, two oppositively charged Here phosphorus positive charge. In phosphorin, please observe, here phosphorus positive charge and carbon atom negative charge. These two different charges are adjacent to each other. Okay, in this structure, this phosphorin above exhibits a negative charge on carbon, and a positive charge on phosphorus atom. This slide does in fact had a resonance structure that is free of any charges. Here this are positive and negative charged species. It is called as a slide. This slide exhibits its resonance structure. After here this pair of electron donates to this side to form a pi bond, in between carbon and phosphorus. Here there is no charges in the resonance structure. It's a slide resonance structure. Okay, this is about phosphorin resonance structures. Phosphorin generally exhibits its resonance structure, it containing two resonance structures. Okay, the Wittig reaction mechanism. This particular reaction mechanism, this Wittig reaction proceeds in three-step mechanism. In three-step mechanism, the first step is called as nucleophilic attack. Second step is also called as nucleophilic attack, and the last one, rearrangement step. Here one by one, please observe the carbonyl compound. First, in the first case, on reaction with the slide, phosphorin slide, that positive and negative charged species of that particular one of the resonance structure. The Wittig reagent functions as a nucleophile here. This is the Wittig reagent. This Wittig reagent here acted as a nucleophile. This particular nucleophile attacks on carbonyl carbon. Immediately cleavage of this particular pi bond and oxygen gets negative. Okay, forming a tetrahedral intermediate. A betaine. A betaine is formed from this first step. It is a tetrahedral intermediate. A lone pair on oxygen here, a lone pair on oxygen atom functions as a nucleophile here. The oxygen atom already, it contains negative charge and it has a lone pair electrons. These lone pair electrons functions as a nucleophile. This particular nucleophile attacks on the phosphorus atom in an intramolecular attack. This is a intramolecular nucleophilic attack within the molecule. Intramolecular means within the molecule the nucleophile attacks on the phosphorus atom. Okay, the The overall reaction, please observe the overall reaction, it is a reversible reaction. Please observe, it is a reversible reaction. Now, here the second stage, nucleophilic attack to forms oxaphosphatane. Oxaphosphatane. This is the cyclic structure. Oxaphosphatane structure. In this structure, uh, it undergoes rearrangement process. Here, in between carbon and phosphorus sigma bond cleavages, these electrons shifted to this side, and at the same time carbon and oxygen bond cleavages, these electrons shifted to this side. Okay, oxygen side. This oxygen gets negative, and phosphorus, here loss of electron because phosphorus gets positive. The negative and positive charged triphenyl phosphonium ion is produced in this reaction. The other side, please observe this carbon and carbon. In between these two carbons, there is a formation of double bond. There is a formation of double bond. Here, in this reaction, overall, we observed, what is that? Carbonyl compound starting material on reaction with the phosphorane light, it undergoes two steps nucleophilic attack. After that, rearrangement takes place to forms alkenes. To forms alkenes. This is the Wittig reaction mechanism. Now, Wittig reagent formation, that phosphorane formation, Lide formation. Wittig reagents are easily prepared by treating triphenyl phosphine with an alkyl halide followed by a strong base. Here please observe, this is the starting compound triphenyl phosphine on reaction with the alkyl halide, here methyl iodide, alkyl halide in presence of strong base, here butyl lithium, strong base, in presence of strong base, what happened to form this phosphorane? This is called as Wittig reagent. Phosphorane Lide, that positive and negative charged containing species, it is called as Wittig reagent. This is the one of the preparation method of Wittig reagent. Okay. Now let us go to actual mechanism part of this particular Wittig reagent preparation. Mechanism part. Here please observe. The mechanism of formation of Wittig reagents involves an SN2 reaction followed by deprotonation with a strong base. Here this is the starting material triphenyl phosphine. Starting material on reaction with the alkyl halide. Here pair of electron donates to methyl. Cleavage of this carbon halogen bond, iodide minus remove from the reaction, to form a intermediate, phosphonium ion intermediate. From this intermediate, here we are using strong base butyl lithium. Butyl lithium, strong base. This strong base butyl, that alkyl abstract hydrogen from this intermediate. Abstract hydrogen. Then here breakage of this CH bond, carbon gets negative charge. Here the final product, carbon containing negative charge, phosphorus is a positive charged species in the phosphorane structure. It is called as a Lide. It is a Wittig reagent prepared from this reaction. Okay. Generally Wittig reagent prepared from triphenyl phosphine on reaction with the alkyl halide in presence of strong base will get a Wittig reagent. Is it clear, all of you? Okay. This is about Wittig reagent preparation. Now let us go to Baeyer-Willinger oxidation of aldehydes and ketones. Baeyer-Willinger oxidation. When treated with peroxy acids, this is the peroxy acid RCO3H. If it is COOH, carboxylic acid RCOOH, only two oxygens may be present. In that case, it is a carboxylic acid. Here, three oxygen atoms are there, RCOOO, RCO3H. It is called as peroxy acid. Here, ketone can be converted into esters. Here, ester OR. Here substituted oxygen atom, ester, via the insertion of an oxygen atom. This reaction discovered by Adolf von Baeyer and Victor Willinger in 1899. Because both the scientists discovered this same reaction, oxidation reaction, because it is called as Baeyer-Willinger oxidation reaction. Oxidation reaction. Here once again please observe in the reaction part. This is the ketone carbonyl function group ketone on reaction with the peroxy acid here turned as a ester compound. Okay, this is about Baeyer-Willinger oxidation. Yeah, this is the clear mechanism part of this oxidation process. Please concentrate each and every step. I will enlarge the slide for a clear observation. Okay. Here please observe, this is the starting material ketonic function group. First, before going to this Baeyer-Willinger oxidation reaction, this oxidation reaction is also proceeds in a 3 steps. First step is called as nucleophilic attack, and the second step is proton transfer step, and the last one rearrangement step. Finally, we'll get a ester compound. Ester compound. How the reaction proceeds, what are the intermediates formed in the reaction, we'll discuss clearly. Here, ketone that carbonyl functional group on reaction with the peroxy acid. This peroxy acid here acted as a nucleophile. This particular oxygen containing pair of electron. Because that pair of electron, it acted as a nucleophile. This pair of electrons, that particular nucleophile attacks on carbonyl carbon. Immediately, cleavage of this pi bond in between carbon and oxygen. The oxygen atom gets negative. Here, this after attacking of this peroxy acid, immediately the carbonyl oxygen gets negative. Okay, the peroxy acid functions as a nucleophile and attacks the carbonyl group, forming a tetrahedral intermediate. This is the tetrahedral intermediate, tetrahedral structure. From this, here, this proton transfer from this. Here, OH bond cleavages and neutralize this particular O positive. Neutralizes. This is the proton transfer step. Proton transfer step. Here in this proton transfer step, a proton is transferred from one location to another. Here location is changed. Here the terminal oxygen bonds with the hydrogen. It is shifted to carbonyl oxygen side. This proton is transferred from one location to another. This step can occur intramolecularly. It is within the compound. This proton transfer is within the compound. Okay, because it is called intramolecular reaction, proton transfer reaction. Because it would involve a 5-membered transition state. It would involve a 5-membered transition state. 5-membered transition state. This is the transition state intermediate. In this intermediate, rearrangement takes place. Here, the negative charged oxygen pair of electron donates to inner side. Immediately, this CC bond, that alkyl group, shifted to oxygen. Because the center of the carbon, it containing 5 bonds immediately. In that case, one of the alkyl group migrated to or shifted to oxygen side, and immediately oxygen bond cleavage takes place. Oxygen and oxygen, in between oxygen and oxygen bond cleavage takes place. Here cleavage of pi bond, oxygen atom gets neutralized, formation of here double bond. The carbonyl group is reformed with a simultaneous migration of an alkyl group. Simultaneous migration of an alkyl group. Okay. Here finally we are getting, what is that? Ester compound. Ester compound. Is it clear, all of you? This is about Wittig reaction. In the next slide, please observe Baeyer-Willinger oxidation of aldehydes and ketones. It is another example, same um, ester formation, but here in the cyclic rings, what happened in the cyclic rings we'll discuss. In much the same way, in the last slide we already discussed ketonic functional group on reaction with the ester. Here once again please observe that ketonic functional group on reaction with the peroxy acid, it converted as esters. This is the main reaction, Baeyer-Willinger reaction in normal chain. Here treatment of a cyclic ketone. Treatment of a cyclic ketone with a peroxy acid yields a cyclic ester, or it is also called as lactone. It is also called as lactone. Here cyclic ketone, here it is a 5-membered ring. 5-membered ring in presence of peroxy acid, it converted as cyclic ester. Here oxygen is involved. Oxygen is inserted in the reaction. It is a cyclic ester. It is also called as lactone. Lactone. Okay. We will discuss another reaction, Baeyer-Willinger oxidation of aldehydes and ketones. When an unsymmetrical ketone, this one, is treated with a peroxy acid, formation of the ester is a regioselective compound. It is a regioselective compound is obtained in this reaction. Next, comparison with the primary, secondary and tertiary comparative study. Baeyer-Willinger oxidation of aldehydes and ketones. In this case, the oxygen atom is inserted on the left side of the carbonyl group rather than the right side. This occurs because the isopropyl migrates more rapidly. Here please observe isopropyl, this one, this branch is chain, isopropyl chain, that carbonyl group rather than right hand side. This occurs because the isopropyl group migrates more rapidly than the methyl group. Other side is the methyl group because isopropyl is migrates more rapidly during the rearrangement step of the mechanism. the migration rates of different groups or migratory aptitude like this. This is the order. First, hydrogen is greater than tertiary is greater than secondary. If it is phenyl ring, phenyl is greater than primary, primary is greater than methyl. This is the migration rates of different groups of this particular Baeyer-Willinger oxidation reaction. Okay. This is about um, what is that carbon nucleophiles, various examples discussed successfully. Um, Tomorrow we'll discuss with a new topic. All the students will meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you, one and all. Okay.